I want to talk about these number one players at their position. There's four of them. And looking at the names, this is no knock on Oregon. They take big swings at everybody in the country. But looking at Chris Henry's committed to Ohio State. Tyler Atkinson, only going to make his first visit to Oregon, has strong ties to Georgia, some other programs. Brandon Arrington, we know he's been heavily leading toward Texas A&M. Blaine Bradford has ties to LSU. So this seems like a tide-turning weekend for Oregon. Which of the four do you think Oregon could really kind of change the pace of their recruitment with this weekend?
Well, if you're handicapping the order of where I think
Sure.
Oregon could land these guys, I think you have to put Chris Henry Jr. number one. That's not a prediction flip,
Mm-hmm.
but just like his familiarity with Oregon. He's been out
Yeah.
there a couple times already. They're obviously in the thick of it for him, but he is committed to Ohio State. Brandon Arrington, I would put next. Um, as a California kid that is not committed anywhere yet. Texas A&M and USC doing a good job there, but one of the fastest players in the country. Oregon has a lot to offer. Tyler Atkinson and Blaine Bradford are ones where they have intrigue and excitement about Oregon. It's kind of a new experience for them coming into the weekend. Those aren't the only number ones coming to campus. You have the number one tight end in the country, Kendry Harrison. He is committed to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
He's from North Carolina. He chose the Ducks over the Tar Heels, over Penn State. And you look, it's the new era of recruiting, or it's this age of recruiting. I would imagine Kendra Harrison will keep some other schools warm, but Oregon getting him back to campus, he's the jewel of this class that ranks number one nationally. They're swinging at guys like Jared Curtis, the number one quarterback in the country. They're at the very least, they're in the top two for Jared Curtis right now. So coming off the season they had there, and there's not a head coach. I was talking to an SEC coordinator about this yesterday. There's not a head coach in the country that is more in line with the program's recruitment and involved in the actual relationship building of top targets than Dan Lanning. The way he communicates with the prospects and builds meaningful relationships with the people around him. He gets great respect from his peers across the country for what he does